a fantastically cute free A-tier skin? Let's begin. Welcome back to another episode, guys. We've got not too much to talk about this week, but let's get into it. This week we're getting the Culinary Adventures free lunch charity event, something that they announced a very long time ago, and I really had thought that they had forgotten about it, but no, they did reveal content for it. If you participate in this event, you'll be able to receive the Guard 26's A-tier skin called Secret Chef and more rewards. They aren't really clear on which rewards we'll be able to get exactly. The A-tier skin for Guard 26 is absolutely amazing. It's really, really cute. The hat also seems that you can be able to like remove it in the match if it's getting in your way or covering your screen. It has some effects on the skin, although the kind of effects are quite subtle, I'd say. There's like some steam that comes out of his head and like some hearts or something that kind of occasionally pop out of him. But the bombs, if you pay attention, are actually like hot pots or whatever you want to call them, like pots that the lid kind of fires off when they explode. So that's quite nice. The skin trailer also suggests there's some type of like furniture pieces that are there as well. I'm not sure if they're like available during the event or what. It could just be part of this kind of skin's effects or like an emote. I don't really know. I'm assuming it's extra furniture pieces, but they're like kitchen countertops where he's like able to cook on or something like that, and they're like a circular shape or semicircle. I'm wondering if that's also coming with the event, if you purchase them or if they're for free. This week we're also getting 3 character days, actually no, 4 character days technically if you count next week. Cheerleader's character day on the 13th. That's going to be her 2nd character day, meaning she's getting a portrait frame. We've got Eva Reptilian and Professor getting character days on the 13th as well. For Eva Reptilian, that's going to be his 6th character day, meaning he's getting a special portrait. And for Professor, that's going to be his 4th character day, meaning he's getting an emote. Kind of curious to see what emote he will get. And on Monday the 17th, technically next week, before the next week's episode of This Week in Identity 5, we're getting her 5th character day, meaning she's getting a wall portrait hanging thing that you can put on the wall. I'm excited for that as well. I've got a massive wall. I'm not sure if I've ever shown it on these videos, but I do show it occasionally on my stream. I've got this wall of portraits that I've just got. It's kind of cool. I think it's quite nice. Apart from that, I'm not really sure if we're getting anything else this week. An IDV developer has mentioned that there's a batch of content optimization that are expected to go live on November 13th, although I'm not really sure what those are. I can't really work out if it's going to be like optimizations for those accessories that we talked about, the Toy Merchant one, and I think also for the Gardener one, or Gardener ones and Toy Merchant ones. I can't remember if there were multiple. Maybe those are coming, maybe some balance adjustments. I don't really know what's coming. Apart from that, that's all we're getting this week. So let's talk about some future content. They've revealed a little bit more information about what we're getting for Season 40's Logic Path. Of course, we already knew we were getting the Lawyer A-tier skin called Strategize. We now know what it's called. We did get to kind of see it a little bit more in detail on this page. I think the art is actually pretty much the same. I didn't notice though that there's a little mantis on him that's kind of on his shoulder. Quite nice. I think that's the theme of this skin. There's also a beta accessory that was revealed for this Season 40 Logic Path that is called Predator's Gambit. It's a chess piece style statue of Lawyer's skin that's, you know, with this Logic Path, but instead of having normal arms, he has mantis blades, so it's a bit weird. And of course, they revealed the portrait and portrait frame that come along with the Logic Path as well. But the portrait frame especially looks really, really nice. I like this one quite a lot. We've also had a little bit of a better look at Season 40's rank rewards, although we still don't know what the effects are. We know that the S tier for this one is called Scepter of Deceit, and we get to see a little bit more of the potential effects that might be on here. As you can see, kind of some kaleidoscopic reflections and sparkles around it. We've got the A tier Psychologist accessory called Celestial Key that really does now match quite well with that Psychologist. I think it's A or S tier skin. It might be an S tier skin that's like an astrology themed skin. And there's also an A tier Hellembus accessory called Family Bond. We already knew what it looked like, but now we have some kind of better visuals of it having golden wind going around it. So maybe that's what the effects are going to be. I was really hoping that this one would have some type of puppet change effect, maybe changing them into like straw puppets, but maybe it'll just be something boring like, you know, adding some gold effects to them when they move. We've had a Queen Bee story reveal video. Remember, she's coming on November 27th. The trailer showed us kind of basically a kind of short clip of Entomologist, kind of in what happened to her and why she transformed into the hunter form, or why, you know, people perceived her as being that way, because that seems to be the lore, I think. From what I understood, she wanted to progress her study of entomology, and she was kind of striving really hard to do so, but then kind of was turned down and was prevented from doing so or something like that. And then she had some type of accident where tons of bees started stinging her, and then she became Insect Lady, apparently. Quite an interesting story. It's good to see Entomologist. He's quite a fan favorite, as many of you guys know. As for some more news, the lead planner of Identity V was interviewed and has confirmed that both Mercenary and Gardener will be getting face model optimizations coming in Chinese New Year, or more or less around that time. And he also mentioned this whole thing of a batch of content optimizations are expected to go live on November 13th. There's technically this next patch, right? So yeah, whatever those optimizations could be, are they connected to face models? We don't know, but we do know that we're getting some face model changes for Gardener Mercenary. And as for some rumors, China server has been speculating that there are some more face model optimizations coming for Gardener, Forward, and Mechanic, probably around the same time as Gardener and Mercenary probably. And China server has also been speculating that the next SS tier skin could be for the characters either Little Girl, Antiquarian, Doctor, Magician, Mercenary, or Ripper. I'm not completely sure why they're theorizing this. Maybe they know something that we don't. It doesn't really narrow it down too much, although I've seen some people suggesting that it might be Little Girl this year. But yeah, we don't really know. We have no information exactly, and until they reveal it, we're just going to have to assume that it's going to be one of these characters. All of these rumors came from IDV Clue on Twitter/X, so go and check them out if you want to go and support their kind of news leaks, things like that. They don't really do leaks, they do stuff connected to leaks, but yeah, you get the point. If you haven't already, make sure that you click on the video that's right there, because YouTube thinks that you will like it.